Welcome back, fellow spreadsheet nerds, to another simple MMO weekly guild stats video. This week we'll actually be covering 26 February through 5 March of 2023, because that's the year we are in. Now, if you like these types of videos, please leave a like on the video, of course. And as always, if you keep coming back for more, might as well just hit that subscribe button and a little notification bell, right? And you'll find out every Wednesday you're going to get a weekly guild stats video. Now, let's get into it. So what we have here is the guild details page, first and foremost. Now, as always, we'll start on the left-hand side because, we read left to right, so it's easier that way, right? Flow of process. Okay, newly active guilds. We have a total of 9 here. Now, there's some few things I want to point out, right? First and foremost, the Rare Sticks. Freaking phenomenal, guys. Awesome job. Already have 50 members in your guild. Sin. That is awesome. Not the SYNN player, but the SIN player, aka formerly known as Call Me Sinful. Now, I think that's phenomenal that Sin has been able to create a guild here and already skyrocket with these member counts with 50. I actually took a look at it just this evening, and a lot of them are lower level players. So I think that's awesome. Continue to grow that community there, Sin. Hell yeah, props to you. Now, let's look at another piece, right? So let's scroll all the way down, jump all the way down to the guild name Haze. As you can see, their guild leader is Kexbite. Just a little tidbit for you if you're interested. They are a programmer or a coder or a dev, whatever you want to call it, that's in their bio. That it shows what languages they know, like C#, I believe was one of them. Additionally, they're a OSU player. Never played that game. They're ranked like 11K, I think. I don't know if that's something to brag or if that's really low. I don't know. But if you're into that type of thing, hit them up, join the guild, have a little fun. Next, I want to hop up one here to the Dauntless Guild. Dauntless Guild was pretty interesting. I was trying to understand the guild bio here, right? It said they are a professional military guild. Discord coming. It was all kind of like one long run-on sentence. Tongue twister there. Holy moly, my poor little tongue. I don't know if that means like if you've been in the military, this is a community for you, or if it's like a role-playing thing where they think that it's a military guild and they're going to absolutely devastate everyone in SimpleMMO with their 4 players. But props to them. I hope they carrying on, I guess. And finally, one other guild I want to focus on, the newly active guild section, is the Knights of the Angled table. I don't know what it was about these guilds that love the Knights of blah, 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 the old school guilds. If you don't know, this is an old school guild. There are about 2,500 guilds currently in the game, almost there. And they were made in like the 1,300 range, so pretty old, right? And they've resurfaced. I actually had to check them out this evening because I was curious about that. Like, what's happening here? Is this a resurgence? What is this? Right? It turns out, I don't know if they cleaned up beforehand and then kicked out all their inactive players, or they only had 4 or 5 players in their guild at this time. But they had some semi-active players. One being the guild leader was played 4 days ago, right? So I'm recording this on the 7th of March, so 4 days ago it was the last time he played, or she. And then a couple others like from a week ago. So it doesn't seem like it's much of a resurgence, right? They just showed up for a second and then immediately left after that. So that's a bummer. I would love to see like an old school guild, come out of the woodwork and pick up again. That would be pretty cool. Now, let's move to the right finally, to the deleted guilds. There are only 2 deleted guilds. I've gone on to Guild Heaven. However, the first one, Genesis, is really sad to see. So Genesis here, if you don't know, has been in the top 25 on our seasonal guild leaderboards that we've been doing every Thursday on stream. So it was kind of a shock last week when I couldn't find Genesis on the leaderboard. I actually thought that my program was broken or something. Like I mismanaged the code or whatever, and I'm losing guilds. No, actually, Genesis was deleted. They were around for a little bit. They had a good player count. They're doing really good. They're in the somewhere in the 16 to 20 top 20 guilds in the game for this seasonal guild uh, leaderboard thing that we got going on, right? But anyways, it's sad to see them go. Their guild leaders moved on to the forest, and if you actually check out the guild leader's bio, that it says, something along the lines of Genesis is gone. Thank you for the experience, and I'm sorry. So I'm sorry to see Genesis gone. I get it. Leading a guild is stressful, so I understand. All right, moving on to the actual main event, the dashboard that we all know and love. So, again, 26 Feb through 5 March. So I know when you guys are watching this, we're going to be a few days behind. But let's go over the top row first, real quick. We have 536 total guilds who have earned some type of guild EXP since version 9.0. And I know that's been a long time already, right? Over a year, maybe, somewhere around there. I can't remember the math. But, of course, we have those 9 newly active guilds that we talked about at the first slide. We have 247 of the 536 guilds are PvE only. And then, of course, you have 289 of those 536 that have PvP enabled. So that's a constant. You'll always see the PvP on top. All right, bottom left here, top 10 PvP guilds. So this is what I'm talking about right here. This was a complete surprise to me. Last week, we saw Babel with 22 mil in gold and guild EXP, and no other guild could touch them. This week, we have 3 guilds that are close and have above 8 mil or 9 mil in guild EXP. I don't know if these guild leaders or the guildies of each of these respective guilds saw the last video and were like, you know what? It's time to put our stepping shoes on and get stepping because we need to get on top. I don't know if that was what motivates them. I like to think, this video series helps motivate some of these people. Maybe it's a seasonal guild leaderboards. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased and would like to think that what we provide to the community helps spark some motivation. I don't know. What can I say? I'm gonna call their success my success. Maybe, who knows? But anyways, jokes aside. Step and Chill came out on top. I didn't foresee that. That was awesome to see with 19.4 mil. We have Babel in second with 18.7 mil, so close, very close. Golden Arrows, which is great to see since their resurgence into the top 10. They've been crushing it. So 15.2 mil, that's awesome. Good job to them. Force got left behind a little bit, but they're still a lot further ahead than the other guilds. So congrats to the Force with 8.6 mil. I do have to say shout out to Midnight Rain and James MG. Awesome job. We covered this before. They're a new guild, and they're consistently getting that top 10 now. So that's awesome to see. Congrats to them. Keep it up. I want to keep seeing that. You got this, James. I'm your biggest fan. Call me the cheerleader. All right, moving over to the right, we got the top 10 PvE guilds. And as always, Peaceful Crusade, number 1 every time. Good job, King Cows. You're kicking butt. Just below that 1 mil, though. I would have loved to see that 1 mil. But you guys are consistent. I will give you that. That's awesome. King Cows and TPC keep kicking ass. Then you have Ornate Garden, the Titans. They're neck and neck. But if you take your magnifying glass, you'll see that Ornate Garden is just a little bit on top. So awesome job to them. A bunch of the other guilds we've actually seen in the top 25 at some point, right, in the seasonal guild leaderboard, so good job. I do want to say, like, Friendly, I don't know what's happened to Friendly. Maybe I should start looking into that so I could tell you guys next week. But they've been PvE for a little bit now, I believe, and they're getting such little EXP, guild EXP. I don't know what's happened. It used to be a huge guild. They got a whole Friendly conglomerate running. But I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. I'll let you know next week. How about that? That's everything I have this week, though. So come back next week to find out what happened to Friendly, I guess. And, see who's in the top 10 again, both for PvP and PvE. All right. Till next time. We'll see ya.